25th of February, Rabbi, Furst, Pierke, Avos, Purim.
Purim. That's right. We're getting ready for Purim. 3 weeks away, more or less. Yep, 3 weeks away. Okay. So let's see. We are in our document in the middle of uh, Muhammad. I guess we can Mordechai Yodea. This pasuk over here, the two paragraphs from the end of the document. The Mordechai Yodea is coil.
Mordechai Yodea es kol asher naaseh. Mordechai knew all that had happened. Va'az shalach leEsther besis Hanan livnei hamelech al Zos. And then he sent to Esther to beseech before the king concerning this matter. Ve'amar la al tadmi benafshecha lehimlat beis hamelech mikol haYehudim ki im hacharash tachrishi be'es hazos v'gomer. And he said to her, do not imagine that you will be saved in the house of the king from all of the Jews, because if you remain silent at this time, etc. The Yaor Hachatom.
The explanation of the pasuk is as follows.
The Ira HaKasav, the explanation of the pasuk is as follows. Ki im hacharash ticharishi be'es hazos rivach v'hatala ya'amod laYehudim mimakom achar v'lo ad yadcha. The explanation of the pasuk that if you remain silent at this time, the rescue will come.
Like you have Revach and Hatzalah, meaning Revach. Usually people think of Revach as like profit, right? Right, but that's Revach is usually a profit, but also Revach means the the benefit and the change for the better. Hatzalah and um the rescue. the save.
The benefit and the rescue will rise for the Jews from a place, from another place, uh, and not through you. Ve'im sach sich shavo shetim lati tavdi v'chol beis avicha imcha. And if you think that the salvation of what Avdi?
No, this is Meir.
What?
I think the Avdi is from destruction. If you think that you'll be saved from destruction,
From just with all of your house, with all the house of your father with you. Umi yodea im la'et kazos. And who knows if it not for a time like this, higas l'malchut
right?
shema lo hagas l'malchus va'al hama'ala hazos. To say that perhaps for the purpose of speaking to the king and all and if hamala hazos,
Right. That Shema lo tigas l'malchus ve'el amayla hazos. Perhaps
Go upstairs and
you do
see
not
which
you do not
is, I guess.
reach the status of Malchus, of being the queen, and this status, Mal is established, and the status ela bavur ha'es hazos, only for the sake of this one point in time.
Toshii es Yisrael, to save the Jews. Va'az hashivi lo, and then she responded to him, Lecha kinos es kol hayudim, let all the Jews fast, v'tzomo alai va'al te'achlu va'al tishtu shaloshes yamim laila v'yom, and don't eat and don't drink for 3 days, day and night. V'hinei Esther bitcha be'aleha al kol ha ti'anta, and it was that Esther bitcha, she fasted Liyaha, I don't know, Be'el Haya? I don't know that word.
That so so she said that you should gather all the Yudim and some Olai, they should make a fast for me. Well, Tochlu, they shouldn't eat, well, to drink 3 days and nights. I mean, he has to Batcha, and she was, Batcha means she had like Betochen, she was Bata Be'el Elokah, that she was trusting in Hashem. Al Kain Tis Anna, she fasted.
Just dripping down the side of the roof.
He was trusting in Hashem concerning all of this that she fasted.
Well, you'll have to back door you a bit.
Hello, Bitcha, uh,
I'm gonna take it.
Biyafeh, didn't trust in, what is this? Biyafeh,
But she didn't. The obvious is her beauty. He didn't trust in her beauty.
in her beauty.
Okay.
He Hamis Ana Tish Tana Af Ki Ad Hayom Hagomer, because she was beautiful, what's Hamis Ana?
Ki mipnei hamisana, she was fasting, hishtana, right? She couldn't rely on her beauty because the fast would have, she was after fasting 3 days, 3 nights, she didn't look the same.
She didn't look so good. Af Ki Az Ad Hayom, even until this day, etc. Kol Zeh Kisav Rebbe Abraham Zal. All of this was written by Rebbe Abraham of blessed memory. Yavo Hamelech V'Haman Hayom Bikan near Sham Hashem HaMiyuchad Bar Maz, and the king and Haman came that day. What's Bikan?
So the Yavo Melech V'Haman Biyom, that's referring to the I think her Mishte, her feast, right? They came, the king and Haman, on that day.
To her feast. And what is near Sham?
Near is the Mekan here near Sham Hashem Miyuchad Miremes. Here it's like recorded the name of Miyuchad, the name of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, in a hint.
I'm sorry, in a what?
A remez.
A hint. Uma Shalo Nis Karim B'Magla B'Megillah Zo B'Perush Kasav B'Zeh Rebbe Avraham Zal. And what was not mentioned in this Megillah in the explanation that was written by Rabbi Abraham's blessed memory, Ein b'Megillah zo. It's not in this Megillah.
Okay, so one second. Again, V'yah Melech Haman B'yom Mekan is a remez on this, and this point here is a it's recorded a hint of the name of a Kadosh Baruch Hu, Uma Shalo Nizkarim B'Megillah Zu B'Ferish, that there is no mention of a Kadosh Baruch Hu's name explicitly in the whole of the Megillah. In the whole of the Megillah, there's no explicit reference to a Kadosh Baruch Hu in the whole of the Megillah. Chassid Bezeh Rabbi Avraham, this Rabbi Avraham Zal said, Ein b'Megillah zu zikron Hashem Yisbarach klal, that there was not any mention of Hashem Yisbarach at all in the Megillah.
מפני שהמגילה הזו חברה Mordechai. Because that this Megillah, what's Chavra?
It was authored by Mordechai.
It was authored by Mordechai. V'zeh ha'ad v'yishlach Sefarim v'chulam mishneh sefer echad kitam. Let's see, and this Ka'ad Yishlach. This was sent.
Right, but Zeh and this is like the testimony of this, right? That B'Yishlach Svarim v'Kulam Mishnah Sefer Echad.
This was all sent in one letter.
Right.
Itam Pishgan Pisishgan V'Hasikom Hasiko.
This is some kind of problem he was having. There was a guy up on the roof yesterday. I don't know what the guy did. Well, there's one major leak and one minor leak from a dude.
Meir.
In the beating.
Yeah.
One
Yeah.
top, one she's coming from. Must be coming off from solar panels.
What is this word kitam? For the reason
That Kitam Sefer Echad, it was all the Kulam Mishnah Sefer. It was all learned as one book. Kitam Pashtagan. That I believe this is also a quote from the Megillah. Let's take a look. Let's find out. We'll see if we can't get this pasuk. Pashtagan. Pass. Okay, let's see. Vatiku. Um, right. This is not exactly a quote. Kitam pishtagan v'atiku aparsoim. It was kitam is like the I think in the dialect of the locals, and atiku aparsoim, and the Persians copied it over. Midivri of Yamim Shel Malcheim, and it was written into the chronicles of their kings. This was an official. Mordechai wrote this, right, Megillah, as to be an official document included in the chronicles of the Persians. You look in the Persian libraries, you'll probably see copies of the Megillah there.
Vahayu Ovdim uh
Avodah Zarah. They right, and they were idol worshippers.
and they were idol worshippers. Vahayu Kosvim Tachas Hashem, and they wrote underneath the name Hanichbad. What's Hanichbad?
So that's the honorable. That's the honorable. Nichbad is honorable. That's the name of a Kadosh Baruch Hu, the honorable name of a Kadosh Baruch Hu. Had it been that that the Megillah would include the shames of a Kadosh Baruch Hu, right? So when the Persians would have translated it into their language, they would have replaced the name of a Kadosh Baruch Hu with the names of their false gods.
Oh.
Mordecai didn't want that to happen. No. So he didn't put any names of a Kadosh Baruch Hu in it at all.
Uh-huh. And what is this word to avosam?
From the word toeva, abominations. They're
Oh.
abominations.
And that would have been an abomination.
That's right. Yeah, that's when you get involved with the non-Jews, either in official ways or non-official ways, usually run up against their abominations sooner or later, somewhere along the line.
Nemo she'asu hakusayim shekasvu tachas berashis bara Elokim bara ashima, and this would be like that which was done. What is this word? Hakusayim.
So from the Kusim, when they translated the Torah, right? So Kasvul Tachas Bereshis, they wrote instead of the word Bereshis, right? Bara Elokim, right? Bara Ishema. They wrote their Avodah Zorahs in there.
V'hinei kavod Hashem Yisbarach shelo yizkar hu Mordechai b'magle
B'Megillah, Ad Kan Lashon Hazal. This is all a quote from the parish of Rabbi Avraham as Ezra, right? That's probably the Eben Ezer, I think. Right? So this if anyone asks you the question, why is the name of HaKadosh Baruch Hu not mentioned in the Megillah, right? So the answer that's given here is that since Mordechai wrote the Megillah and he knew that this document that he was writing would be used in the official chronicles of the Persian historians, so he did not want, when they would translate the Megillah from the Hebrew into their dialects, he did not want them to put in the names of their avodah zarah instead of the name of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So therefore, he simply left out the names of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that they shouldn't be written and disgraced by having them being replaced by the names of the Persian false gods that they worship.
So that's very interesting because I had learned that the word Esther means hidden, and
Right,
therefore the name of Hashem is not mentioned because Hashem's role is hidden.
right. Yeah, that could also be true. That's the but the practical reason is that they didn't want the name of HaKadosh Baruch Hu to be disgraced.
Right.
Okay, let's see, 1 second here. All right, so now that brings us to the end of this document. So I'm gonna need to give me a minute, and I'll send out the next document that we have to work on. 1 second. I think it's all prepared here. I think so.
Thank you for all your hard work, Rabbi.
No, Baruch Hashem, thank you for giving me the hard work to do. It's quite okay. It's very important. I have a chance to go into deep things more deeply than I would on my own. And so let me just make this into a PDF, and then I'll send it out in an email shortly in a few moments. 1 minute. How was you were in Los Angeles, right? How were you?
We had a great time. The bar mitzvah was it was they're conservative.
Right.
So there were some things that were problematic, but we had asked a shaila to Rabbi Breitowitz, and
Right.
he told us sit in the back, don't open a sitter, and don't participate, and you can go. So we did that, and it worked out fine. And my nephew did well, and it was a good experience. And we got to see a lot of relatives that we haven't seen for years. So that was very nice. And we did go to the Simons, and I told Milton that you said hello, and he told me that he learned with you for a while.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I thought you knew him because you visited him.
yeah, I knew him when he stayed here in Yerushalayim for a certain amount of time. I forget exactly how long it was, maybe half a year, maybe a little bit longer. He had I'm not sure he had. He might still have some children here married. I think here, if I'm not mistaken.
He does.
Um,
He has
yeah,
children, grandchildren living in Israel and also in America.
right. So I got to know him while he was visiting. He was learning with me here in Torah Or, um, in a cola we had here at the time. And then when I went to Los Angeles for a few weeks. This was a few this was a while. This was already a while back already. A good 15 years ago, probably. He's at least. So I stayed by him. While I was in Los Angeles there, and yeah, very nice, Baruch Hashem. And actually, even the last time I was in Los Angeles, which was about 5 years ago, I didn't have a chance to see him, but I did call him. And yeah, he's a very, very fine person. Baruch Hashem. You were neighbors with him, if I think, right?
Yeah, I lived across the street from him, and we were chavrusas for about 10 years. We got up every morning at 5 o'clock and learned for an hour and a half.
Yeah. I remember him driving over to the Colo there in the morning, early morning. The streets were empty at that time. It was very nice.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, we're good friends. So he sends his regards.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Appreciate that there.
And then
Okay, good.
we saw a lot of other friends also while we were in Los Angeles. It was a very full schedule. We went from lunch with a bunch of friends to dinner with a bunch of friends each day. So
Very nice.
it was very good, very jam packed. And then we went to Hawaii, and we had a fantastic time in Hawaii. We went hiking on a volcano, and we saw a moonrise and sunset simultaneously.
Mhm.
And we went to Pearl Harbor and toured around there, and we went to a farm where they have pineapples, and we went to
Yeah,
another farm where they have sugar cane, and we went to tours on these places, and we stayed at Chabad on Shabbos, Chabad of Hawaii, and
very nice.
we didn't stay there. We stayed in a hotel, but we went for meals at Chabad,
Right.
and it was a great trip. It was really fantastic.
Good,
Hawaii,
Baruch Hashem.
very
Very
beautiful.
nice. Very good. Glad it worked out for you. Uh, Fine. Okay, give me a minute. I'm gonna go into the other room where I have access to the email, and I'm gonna send out the new document. I'll be right back. Hold on.
Okay.
Okay, good. Sorry I missed the class.
No problem, Mayor. We're not actually done. Rabbi, we finished the document, and Rabbi Furst is preparing to email the next document.
Okay, great.
I guess we're close to the end, but I think we're gonna probably start that next document in a minute.
Oh, okay. Hopefully I'll put it on the screen because I don't have access to my printer right now. We had two pipes on our roof was leaking, and I had to run upstairs and tape them up till a plumber gets here.
Hey,
Yeah, it must be the freezing weather broke the.
yeah.
It's,
Yeah, I have a problem with the freezing weather also, but I got frost on my heater. You know, the part of
oh,
that's outside froze, and so the heater stopped working. I said, "Wonderful! I've got a heater that only works when it's not cold."
Right. Well, I hope that works out.
So I've got electric heaters all over the house, keeping the house warm.
Well, that's what we do. We have several electric heaters in the house. Just, I mean, most of the time, I'm not even cold in the house, so it doesn't matter. But My wife is. So, okay, so I'll be back in a few minutes.
Okay.
Very good. Okay.
Okay, I got the email.
Oh, okay, great. I mean, I might end up switching computers too in the middle of class. I don't know. We'll see what. Or maybe I'll just switch when we go to the Mishnah Brewer. You know, it's ironic when we have weather like this in New Jersey, it doesn't bother me one bit. But here, you get so used to the hot weather, the
Yeah.
cold weather. But it's not, 39 degrees is cool. It's not even that cold, but
Right. Yeah, I'm the same way. Uh, when I lived in Virginia and in Philadelphia, this was nothing.
right, exactly.
Now it's a big deal.
Yeah, because you get used to the hot weather and I guess your blood thins out a little. I don't know. So,
Okay. All right, I'm back. You should just check your email. You should have gotten an email just this moment and with a new document.
I got it.
All right. There should be 2 pages there.
Yeah, I got 2 pages.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay.
All right. So it says vvr uvr lecha hakasuv ki kodem shetavo Esther lebeis hamelech. What is this word? First word uvr.
One second. I just want to, 1 second. Just want to put this on the screen. 1 second. Okay. Right. Yeah. Wir lecha kasev ki kodem shetavu Esther lebeis hamelech. And the pasuk is explaining to you. V'vir lecha kasev. The pasuk is explaining to you ki kodem shetava Esther lebeis hamelech, before, right? That before Esther came to the palace of the king.
Before Esther came to the house of the king, already Haya Mordechai Gadol Beves Hamalchus. Mordechai had already achieved greatness in the house of the king. Vidor Armon Hamelech, and he lived in the palace of the king. Vaal Cain Amar B'Shushan, and therefore they said in Shushan, Ki be komakom shetimsa b'Megillah zu b'Shushan habira hakona al armon hamelech. Nevertheless, that we find in this Megillah with Shushan, the capital, when it's written Shushan, the capital, it's talking about the palace of the king.
Actually, actually we did this. I see I copied a little bit too much onto this document. We actually did these paragraphs yesterday.
Yeah, I was thinking, it sounds like this is what we already read.
Yeah, so I'll tell you what. So we have to, let's see, where we want to pick up. Yeah, that's right. So you want to go down, Balila, where it says here. See, I'm coloring it here. You see where it's, look on your screen there. Balailahu, that's where we are. All, the rest of this, the first 5 or 6 paragraphs we actually did. But this document should really start where you have the blocked text there. Balailahu.
Balayla hahu nidra nadidi shnas hamelech. And that night, the sleep of the king was nadidi. I guess that means it was interrupted.
Yeah, well, not like it was like interrupted. Yeah, it was a not a restful sleep. It was nada is like something which is in flux, in movement. So it was a very difficult night's sleep for the king that night.
He was tossing and turning.
Yeah, not,
That's
not easy being a king. Not easy being a king, you know? You think it's easy being a king?
no, I wouldn't think so. I wouldn't want to be a king for sure. Uh, Achashverosh mimenu. Achashverosh mimenu from himself.
Yeah, well, okay, I want to just check. I want to check here. Um, it might be, it might be based on a pasuk over here. One second. That right. Yeah, actually, this is referring to uh, that this was the this is a reference to Achashverosh, right? When it says Lailahu Nadas Nishnas Melech, that's a reference to Achashverosh.
When it says the king.
Yeah.
Achashverosh, it refers to Kan Perusho Bo Razal. Megillah, Daf Tet Vav Amid Bet. Let's see. This explanation uh, comes from blessed memory.
Well, yeah, V'kein Pershu Zal Rabbeinu Zechonu Livracha. Yeah, that's a reference to the Gemara in Megillah Daf Tez Vav Amid Beis.
Who Pishuto Shel Mikra, and this is the simple meaning of that which is written. Nafal le milsa vidasa amar my dak mi dika azmante Esther Lehaman. Let's see. And it fell, these words fell.
V'hu pshuto shel mikra nafale milsa bedaita. That the simple meaning of the verse is that nafale milsa bedaita, that this point came to her, right? I think he's referring to the idea of having a
Might be a little dripping, but it's not running.
with
The other I think is coming from it,
Achashverosh
maybe
and
you do, but it's a very
with
small piping.
that to have a feast with Achashverosh and Haman, this Nafale Milsa Vidaite, this sort of came to her Vidaite. I mean, she thought of this idea, Amr, right? Amr, like she said, my the kamai the ka hazmante Esther lahaman, meaning what did it um how did it come into her thoughts to invite Haman to the Mishta? Meaning, again, right? Mordecai said to Esther, "You got to go talk to the king," right?
Right.
That's what Mordecai said. Esther, you got to talk to the king. Okay, so she said, "All right, fast for me 3 days." So okay, so what's this idea of bringing Haman into this picture? Mordecai didn't say invite Haman as well, right? He said you know talk to the king. So where did she get this idea to invite Haman? So the Gemara discusses this point.
Okay. Dilma Atza Ka Yatso Ale de Hahu Gavra le Miktala. Perhaps the advice came what's Yatsu?
Yatsu is like is like you said, Dilma Eitzaka Yatsu Aleha. Maybe it was some type of advice that she got that I just want to see 1 second. Yatsu Aleha Yatsu. That Nafal Milsa Bedaite Omer, Meaning she said to herself, "My high kadzamte Esther lahamen bahadi." That what was this point of Esther inviting Haman to this discussion she was supposed to have with Achashverosh? Bahadi Dilma Atzisa Ka Yatsa Alai Hau Gava the Katilia. I mean, she was thinking she was thinking to get some advice from this person who wanted to kill her. I mean, it's very strange. What she's trying. What was the whole point? Mordecai said, "Listen, Esther, you got to talk to the king. You got to save the Jews, right?" So here comes Esther, and she invites the person who's planning to kill the Jews as well. What's going on here?
So it's being sarcastic when it says she wanted to get his advice.
Well, I mean, yeah, sort of. It's saying like Dilma Eitza Kayatz Alehu Gavada Katil. Maybe she'll get some advice from the person who wants to kill her. The
Hadar,
whole point, the whole point of going to see the king, right, is to save the Jews. And so she's inviting the person who's interested in killing the Jews.
right, right,
So that's what the Gemara takes this point up.
right. Hadar, Amar, hachi lo have inish derachim le dehu modeh li. What is Hadar?
So like this, like an answer. The answer that I'm not sure if this is the answer that the Gemara gives. Amr, they'll say.
They'll say, if so, it should not be that a person that is merciful to her that it will admit to her.
Yeah, Hada Amr I Hochi Lo Have Inis Rachim Ale Havale Modeli. Meaning, if it's so that she's going to now being inviting Haman, there's no person that's going to have rachamim on her. No one's going to have mercy upon her. The have modiali that would inform me about this.
Hadar Amar Dilma Ika Inish de Avad Bi Tiv Osa Velo Har Isi Miyad. The answer is to say perhaps there is a person De'avad. What's De'avad?
There'll be a person that will do for me a toiva below paransa miyad, and maybe I didn't pay him back. You know what? I see that I made a mistake in what's going on here. I'll tell you just briefly what's going on, and then we're going to go. I don't want to go too far. Well, we can't finish this now anyway. I'll tell you what's going on, and then we'll go over this again tomorrow. That this is what the Gemara explains. Why was Achashverosh having such a hard time sleeping that night? Because now he had been invited to this party with Esther, right? And she also said she wanted Haman to come to the party as well. So this set Achashverosh off in thinking what was going on here. What was meaning? Really, Esther should have no shaykhis with Haman at all. They don't. She's the queen. Haman's like one of the chief minister of the king. All right, so maybe they had some official, when they sat at the state dinners, they would sit at the same table or something like that. Who knows exactly? But it was very strange in the eyes of Achashverosh that Esther was inviting him, Achashverosh, the king, and also Haman to this feast. Like, it's three's a crowd, as they say, right? So
She wanted to make
Achashverosh, excuse me.
she wanted to make him jealous.
Oh, so the Gemara explains this, that what was, and it also, he was, Achashverosh himself was wondering about what's going on here, right?
Right.
So that's what this paragraph is explaining, the thoughts of Achashverosh that were weighing heavily on his mind that night, that disturbed his sleep. So we'll start this paragraph again tomorrow, okay?
Okay,
And
good.
let's just leave that for now, and we'll take a little break, and we'll start the Mr. Berusha shortly, Mitzvah Hashem. Lou, thank you very much for the reading. Very good. I appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate your work, Rabbi. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very
Okay,
much.
yes, you
Thank you
could.
as well.
Good.
Okay, we'll see you both shortly.